Hello everyone, welcome to YouTube Tuesday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great start to your week. It's a little chilly here in New York. It was in the 20s this morning. We had a really heavy frost, but it's supposed to be warming up to the 50s, but nonetheless, I've still got my snuggly sweater on. So I've got a couple of really quick, simple, cute ideas for you for some treat packaging. Treats are always more fun when they're dressed up, when they're spruced up. And so I'm going to be using, since I've been on a fall kick here with the Fluffy Squirrels, and I picked up some trail mix, some little individual packets. These are nuts and dark chocolate. It's a little trail mix blend from the wholesale club. I got mine at BJ's. Probably you could get them at Costco or Walmart. But just something quick and cute that you could use for a classroom gift, your coworkers, somebody at the bank, the post office, right? Your friends. Maybe you just need something to hand out. So I'm going to show you just a couple of quick, cute ideas. We're going to use the Gathering Moments, the Designer Series paper with the pretty leaves, and of course add a little squirrel to go with our nuts. So let's flip the camera and get started. All right, glad to see a couple of you jumping on here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay. All right, let me know if you're still there since my camera just glitched on me. Not sure what is going on there. All right, so let's check out this treat packaging. So I've got my Gathering Moments bundle here because I did use the leaf die for one of my projects here. Hey Philomena, good to see you on here. I've got my Fluffy Squirrel, my stamps ready to go. And I've got a couple little packets of trail mix. Now these are the individual snack size. So these are the 1.25 ounce. And I did get them, I think they were in like a 16 pack. So nice, even something for a craft show if you need something like that. So the first one I thought I would do, I've got, of course, this beautiful paper. Love this, the Gathering. Okay, it's called Gathering Together. It's paired with the Gathering Moments suite there. But this is the specialty paper, so it's got that beautiful gold foil in it. And what I did, I cut this at 4 by 6. So you could make it a little bit longer, but I went by 6 because that way, if you do a 4-inch strip across your sheet of 12 by 12, you could get 2 from each layer. So that means you could get 6 of these from one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Hey Karen, yes, fall is definitely here. The leaves are a little beyond peak here, but the ones that are left are really, really pretty. Okay, so again, for this, you need a 4 by 6 piece of Designer Series paper. And then on one of the ends, it doesn't matter if you put it on the back side or the end, we're just gonna use a piece of tear and tape. All right, love this stuff. It's 1/4 inch and it's nice and strong. So go ahead and put a little piece of tear and tape right down one of those edges, okay? And then it will peel that off. Okay, remember what side that is because you want to make sure you have that up so you can fold this over your chocolate. So I want my seam to be on the back, so I'm going to fold this over here where my adhesive was. And like I said, it's a bit of a tight fit, but I did that to maximize my paper. So if you didn't care and you were using scraps and you had plenty of paper to go ahead, you could go ahead and do 6 or even 6.5. All right, but I cut these at 4 by 6 and I'm just gonna pull this piece here over the edge, okay? You wanna make sure that you get that all the way around, so you can do one, that actually worked best for me, one end and then the other, and then come in and pinch it in the middle. So the thing with these little bags of trail mix is they're squishy, okay? You've got some playroom in there, but the thing is, I'd rather have it a little snug than too loose, because if it's snug, it's not gonna fall off, right? You don't want it to slide off when you're gifting it. Okay, especially if like kids were gonna handle this or something, you definitely want it a little snug. So actually, I think that really worked out good. So this is 4 inches. It allows the the top and the bottom here so they don't have to take it out of the packaging in order to open it. All right, that is one other thing with treats. It's sad because you know, a lot of times I see people make these beautiful treat packaging, but you have to tear it apart in order to actually eat the candy or eat the goodies inside. So with this, I know it's just a simple tube, but because the top is sticking out, you could actually access it without having to tear it all apart. Okay, in which case you could probably pull it off and reuse it on something else, you know. All right, so we've got our little tube here around our trail mix, and then we want to dress this up a little bit. Of course, the designer paper is gorgeous. All right, and you really could use either one, but I did die cut one of these large oak leaves from the Gathering Moments. I don't want to overpower it, but I did kind of want something to, you know, focus on here. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my Stampin' Seal. Again, you could use tear and tape and just do a little strip right up the middle. You just want this enough to tack on the center. I'm doing it at an angle here. Hey, Luann. Yes, I have been busy this week. I did call, for those of you that watched my video on Friday, I did call Stampin' Up when I opened my defective Stampin' Seal refill. I said I've got it live on camera if anybody wants to see what happened. And the girl laughed, and she is sending me replacement adhesive there. But yes, I do have one on hand. We should be good. So, all right. Yes, isn't this leaf pretty? This is the from the Gathering Moments. This is the large oak leaf. So I die cut it not only with the outline, but also with that inside piece to get that fun little stitching. These dies are really large. If you want to know exactly how big they are. All right, well, this is a good thing because my designer paper here is 4 inches tall. So the die itself is, if you want top to bottom here, it's 5 inches, okay? 5 inches, and then at the widest part is 3.5. So 3.5 by 5 is what size cardstock that you would want to use for this, okay? Of course, when I like to just do like a whole strip. I'll cut my paper at 3.5 and then just die cut as many as I can down through the line there. And the same thing, these, the maple leaf here, this one is, all right, so this one is 4 inches tall. Okay, I realize, sorry, but my little corner down here is the one with my 1 through 4 measurements. So this is 4 inches tall, and it is 4.25 inches wide. Okay, so 4 by 4.25. So they are quite large. You can see them here on the cards that I made on Friday. I used that oak leaf here, and I did angle it, but it really is a large leaf. And then here again, that oak leaf on there. So they're really pretty. I mean, they are large, but if you do layer them on things, then they're not so overpowering. Okay. Now for the centerpiece, because I said we were going to incorporate a squirrel somehow, so I used my Stylish Shapes dies. This is not the largest, but the second largest of the circles. Okay. And let's see, I've got a little label. I used the medium-sized banner die, also from Stylish Shapes. And then I wanted something to wrap some ribbon. Okay, I wanted to use a little bit of that irregular weave trim on here. And so I'm like, oh, I need to cut a slot. We don't have a slot punch at the moment, but what I do have is this nifty little die. This is part of a brand new die set that will be available November 4th. All right, it's currently available on pre-order for demonstrators. So you could add it to a starter kit as well this month and take advantage of that $35 starter kit special. But this little die here is from the Creative Haven dies, and it is a neat set of tags and labels, and it has all these little pieces. So you can do a slot, and it's curved so it can fit right into an archway, an oval, or a circle there. We also have just a little hole All right, and then we also have them if you're doing squares and rectangles. Okay, so that is what those little pieces are, if you were wondering. All right, so you could turn any shape into a tag. All right, so this is Creative Haven, little sneak peeks there, and then it has a coordinating stamp set, Creative Haven stamps. So fun little bundle, all right, to add to your list. Okay, so we've got these items ready to go. So I want to do my squirrel first. And when I made the cards on Friday, primarily I've been using the squirrel punch, in which case it is the squirrel with his little tails to the left and he faces to the right. But I hadn't really done much with this other little squirrel, all right, that doesn't do the punch. So let's go ahead and stamp. This is 2 steps, so you've got your outline and your body. So we're gonna stamp this here directly on our tag. So I'm not gonna worry about trying to punch it out. We're not gonna fussy cut. I said this would be quick and easy. Yes, these colors are so beautiful in this gorgeous fall paper. So let me put my tag at the top and I'm gonna add my little squirrel body right over here on the edge. Okay, so the outline in early espresso, and then my body I will do in pecan pie or pecan, wherever you want to say. Okay, all right, let's see, get that nice and even and line it up in here. There we go. All right, cute, cute. And I want to make sure as well that I've always been using the little nuts, and I could use the nut because, well, we've got trail mix, but I wanted to show you guys this cute little flower. It's itty bitty. Oops. I actually wanted to do that in an espresso. So let me wipe that off real quick. Just a piece of scrap. Okay. Come in here with my espresso and put that little flower right in the hand. Okay. So I realized, yes, that's espresso. It's a little dark, but we can use our markers. All right, actually I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. All right, so I'm going to use, we'll make this a little fall wildflower. So I'm going to use my dark daffodil here for my petals. Okay, and then come in with my Cajun. All right, actually these are my new ones. This is my old one. You can tell I have these set. They're a little bit in the sunlight that shines through my room kind of bleaches the case just a little bit. So come in here and add just a little center to my flower. Okay. All right, so we've got that all well and good. And now we need a little place to put our sentiment here. So I think what I'm going to do is this one. May you gather happiness. So we'll come back in here with our, yeah, because that's not quite going to fit on there with the espresso. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll take our irregular weave trim. All right, so we're going to just poke this up through. And I don't want it super long, okay, but I do want it long enough that I can actually hold it with my fingers and maneuver it here. So let's trim that off. That looks like, oh, it's about 6 inches total. Okay, nothing too difficult. And then I'm gonna come in with I've got the Old Olive and the Early Espresso linen thread pack. I love this stuff. I love some linen thread. It's nice to have it in different colors, not just that linen crumb cake. All right, so we're going to wrap this around Okay, if you have trouble doing this, like if your hands are a little clumsy, kind of like mine, what we can do, all right, is lay this down, grab your dimensionals. Okay, again, I'm using up some edge pieces here, so let me cut some of those first. Okay, and then when I do circles, I always do a trio. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and 3. Put them on in a little triangle there. Hey, Doris. Hello, hello. Okay, so now that I've got these, peel the edging off, hold your ribbon, okay? And then I'm gonna place my squirrel in the center of my treat packaging here. All right, so the leaf is popping out. All right, that makes it a little easier. My ribbon is not going anywhere, and now I have 2 hands. Okay, find the end of that linen thread. Okay, pull it down here, right at the base. Okay, and now that we've got 2 hands to work with, it's a little bit easier to tie that knot. Okay, tie the knot first, gather it, okay, pinch it, and then do a double knot on there. Okay, and then if you really want to, you could go ahead and tie a bow, but I kind of like having a little rustic, just the knot, and then you can even pull that in and unravel it a little bit. Okay, pull those threads apart. You've already double knotted it, so you're safe. It's not gonna come apart. All right, and then just kind of rumple the ends, pull those strands. Okay, a little more rustic there. And then we can trim off these pieces if we want, because they are a little bit tall there. Okay, we'll use another little dimensional here on the back of our tag. Put that right in the middle. Okay, and then we've got room. Let's say we don't want to cover up his eyes, so let's go. It's actually a little bigger than I wanted. Let's go right there. Okay, we'll just kind of off-center it a little bit. All right, I like that. It's good to go. Okay, I'm going to use my blending brush here. I just want to add a little bit of distressing, a little bit of color. This is the one I had used. It's got a little bit of espresso on it. All right, not a lot, but just enough to add a little bit of color to the edges. Okay, just to blend that in. And let's do the same thing. I don't need it all pure and white. I just want to add a little bit of, almost like a little bit of dirt. Let's dust it up a little bit. Okay, so that way it's not quite so pristine. All right, so quick and easy. All right, you've got the fun leaf, you've got some texture here with the trim and the linen thread. All right, super cute, and it looks way more adorable than just this little bag of chocolates by itself. Okay, so that is idea number 1. Okay, but maybe that's even a little more involved than you have time for. Okay, because the name of the game here is quick and simple. So my other favorite go-to is just a simple topper. Okay, and when you're doing a topper, you want your topper to be a little bit wider than your packaging. So in this case, because our nuts are about 2 3/4 inches, I actually went with 3 1/4 on this. Oh, 3 1/2 actually. Okay, 3 1/2 inches. And then the height is a simple 3 inches, and you can, if you want to score it, great. If you just want to go ahead, fold it in half and use your bone folder for that, that's fine too, okay? So this topper here, 3 inches by 3 1/2 for the trail mix. Now, when it comes to putting the topper on, again, your tear and tape works great, and you want to remember to put the tear and tape on both sides, all right? You want it to stick to both the front and the back of your treat. I know I've done that a couple of times where I put it on the front and I'm like, why is it not sticking? And it's like, well, duh, I forgot to add it to the back as well. Okay, so, all right, front and the back. All right, now we can go ahead, flatten that out. Okay, with this one we didn't care, we kind of crumpled it. This, you want it definitely flat, and you're gonna put that edge, the top, all the way up into the crease. Okay, let's try to get that evenly across. Okay, there we go. So make sure it sticks nice to the back, and then close this over top. All right, so just a little treat topper here. Again, both of these papers are from that Gathering Moments. These were a couple patterns I hadn't used yet, but they're so pretty. All right, now with this one, I wanted to use this other sentiment in here, go nuts. All right, I don't need to say it's your birthday. I just want to do go nuts. All right, so this is where our actual markers, the Stampin' Write markers, come in handy, and these are on last chance, okay, last chance clearance. The Early Espresso is part of the Neutrals collection. All right, and the great thing with these is you can take the brush tip of your marker and color directly on your stamp. Okay, so the Stampin' Write markers are a water-based marker. They contain the same ink formula as the ink pads, okay? Unlike the Stampin' Blends, which are an alcohol base, okay? So when you're coloring on your stamps, you want to make sure you're using a water-based ink because alcohol is permanent, right? So you want to be able to wash this off. So again, still using the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so I had used that one. Now I'm going to use the skinny one here. All right, cut that out. Go ahead and huff on it a little bit, add a little bit of breath on there. Okay, stamp that on the top. There we go. Oh, all right. Blended just a little bit, but you guys get the picture. Okay, let's see. We can try it one more time. Let me clean it. That's another thing with the photopolymer. Sometimes they've got a little film, a little residue on them from the manufacturing process, and I had not used this one yet. So let's do one more, and then we'll do best of two here. And there we go, right in the center. All right, you can also use your Stampin' Blends, or excuse me, your Stampin' Blends, your mini ink spots for that. Okay, I do like the way this one came out. So we're gonna put our dimensionals on the side we're not using. Okay, a little bit there. Then we can place this right here in the top of our treat. And you can really, let me see, get it straight a little bit there. Leave it just like that, all right? If you wanna stamp a squirrel and do that, you could do that too. Let's see, but you really don't need much. You could use the punch here with some scrap. Let's do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a little scrap here along with my acorn stamp. Okay, swap out my flower. And then Okay, so I'm going to want to insert my paper here, paper on the left, inserting it into the punch. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my acorn here on the end. Okay, and then let me color this in. Let's see, this is my dark pecan. And I'm gonna use a little bit of crumb cake. Let's go with the light crumb cake. Oh, how come I've got two dark crumb cake? I need light. Okay. And I just ordered myself another set of crumb cake blends. This between the old olive and the crumb cake, those are like two of my most used colors. All right, pop that out, okay? And if you want to do some more, just grab your snips and give it a little trim. Okay, you can come in here and stamp a bunch and just go right down the line. Okay, and then you're ready to go for another one. So let's add, I don't need a full dimensional, I just need a little half piece here. Yeah, I think that's cute. Let's do that. Go nuts. Isn't that fun? Again, really quick and simple, but it just dresses up the little trail mix, right? So whether you're doing a little bag of candies, like anything's kind of similar in size, you could do like Skittles or M&Ms or, again, I know not everybody can eat nuts, you know, with different allergies and things like that, but the same packaging, all right, either the wrap, the tube wrap, or the topper really work for just about anything. It's quick, it's simple. Those are two of my go-to ways to decorate it. Yes, Kit Kats. Doris knows I like my Kit Kats. I'm gonna put this out. I also really like Snickers almond. They're very hard to find because not all stores sell them, but yes, I do love my nuts and my chocolate. But yes, thank you so much for, liking and sharing. I appreciate that. Hey, Polly. Hello, hello. Hi, Phyllis. Good to see you guys on here. Oh, and my mother-in-law, Diana, Karen. Hello, hello. All right, yes. So I know this was a quick video, but again, kind of ending the month here with our autumn theme along with the squirrels. And as I said in Friday's video, if you have placed an order with me during the month of October here, $75 or more, I know many of you took advantage of the free shipping last week, but if you ordered earlier the month even, or you still have time, all right, the month ends on Friday this week. So if you place an order of $75 or more, you will receive the pre-cut kit to make these 3 cards, okay? I've got them a bunch ready to go, popping them in the mail, and I've got a few more to make. All right, so if you'd like one of those, there's still time to place your order. Get the cute little Fluffy Squirrel bundle here, or that beautiful Gathering Moments designer series paper. It's just so pretty. Love all of that beautiful autumn colors. And I hope you enjoyed the treat packaging here. And happy stamping. Yes, Luann mentioned again, sign up special. It's awesome. What more can I say? You can choose, if there's 2 different options. The first one is typical starter kit, $125, product of your choice, except this time, for the month of October, you can get all of that product for just $35. All right, you get free shipping. Yeah, you pay a little bit of tax on it, okay? You also get a free paper pumpkin kit. It's a random kit, so I can't tell you which one you'll get. But Stampin' Up! Will gift you a paper pumpkin kit in there with it. So a great thing. There is a demonstrator quarterly minimum, but there is no commitment. So if you get that product, and you love it and you want to take advantage of your demo discount, right? You'll start with a 20% discount going forward. So great time to shop. You do not have to do demonstrations or videos or parties and things like that. You can be your own happy shopper if you like. That is totally okay. Or if you don't keep up with it, then you keep all your product. Like I said, there's no penalty that way. So I'm happy to discuss that with you. Again, that ends on Friday, October 31st. All right, the link is in my video description. And you could get all of those products for $35. There's also there's a second option, but honestly, I'm only talking about that first one because that is the much better deal. All right, so there you have it. Thank you all. Have fun dressing up some of your treats. All right, whether you use, I've done a similar thing. You can do hot cocoa packets, dried apples, soup mix, anything like that. Everybody loves a fun little package. It's just more fun. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you soon. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.